Hello and welcome to MasterQuest. Today we're discussing principles of animation, career paths, pinball, and early video games. Hello again, my name is Hunter and let's get started. Firstly, in Elements of Games, we looked at the principles of animations in Module 7, and we talked a little bit about where an animator fits in during the production pipeline of a video game. As a side note, one of the progress questions within the module was game animations are called sprites because they're magic. I got that wrong because I felt compelled to say that was true. However, it is false. But the majority of the lesson was over the principles of animation, going through each principle one by one and detailing that. I'm not going to do that here, but I am going to post a link to Alan Becker's 12 Principles of Animation video. He does an excellent job explaining them. In Module 8, we looked at finding our career paths and learning how to work towards those. The lesson was pretty short because it was more for every individual to sort of focus on their own career path and find each stage of that path for themselves. But it did talk a lot about achieving goals. Kind of gave a brief outline on that. Firstly, you need to define a long-term goal, then break that long-term goal into smaller ones. So ask yourself questions that help you break down that large goal into smaller ones. Like, what do you need to achieve that goal? And can this new goal be broken down even smaller? Create a roadmap. And lastly, crossing off goals. So when you complete a goal, cross it off. Having that task sheet, that step-by-step plan, and then crossing out steps as you achieve them can be super beneficial to show that you are making progress to yourself and be able to view the next goal as even more doable as the last. And that does it for this week in Elements of Games. So this week with History and Techniques for Games, we looked at how games transformed from the traditional format to a electronical and mechanical format. We examined the evolution of pinball with its history moving from lawn games up to being illegal through most of America and where it is today. Vice did a pretty nice documentary about that that I'll link down below. We also had our midterm quiz. Wasn't too bad. Got through it pretty quickly. Wasn't very long. Then in Module 8 we looked at the beginnings of video games, and we also looked at the rise and fall of the American arcade fad and sort of where it's at today, which up until this module I had assumed Tennis for Two was the earliest video game, but it turns out OXO is actually the original video game, which is simple tic-tac-toe but on screen. So it was made just a little bit before Tennis for Two, so it actually owns that title. So this week was pretty short. We had midterms and stuff, so the lessons weren't super dense. It's more focused on just like getting through that part of it. Again, I'm really looking forward to next semester. Hopefully there will be less papers and I'll be able to just sort of record my working process on art pieces and then be able to sort of just have a more relaxed conversation sort of as we watch that process and sort of review the feedback that we've gotten. And here's the cat playing with her ping pong ball. There she goes. Okay. As always, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you next time on MasterQuest.